What's up, good people and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I am here in my workshop building actually the face of the island, and hopefully I got all these pieces right here for this, and hopefully my clamps will be long enough to do this thing. I was sitting here and I had a thought, okay, which is always dangerous. I had this thought about the Dallas Cowboys and if we have the potential to be a little bit better on the defense. See, my thought is this, if I remember correctly, last year, this is one of the statistics that just blew me away when I started looking at it, and I said, that can't be right. Because everything we've been taught and everything we've heard from Eagle fans is they are the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying, right? That the Eagles' defensive front is all world, right? And they were the number one seed because they won more games. Now, typically, if you're a team that's like the Eagles, right? They got Saquon in there, who is, of course, feasting in the running game, right? He's feasting. He's making all kinds of plays. And teams have to try and catch up, right? Which means that typically, if you're trying to catch up, what do? What do? You pass the football, right? You become one-dimensional. And when you become one-dimensional, it's a little easier for the defense, right? The defense knows you have to pass the football. And if the defense knows you have to pass the football, then you should be more effective at pass rushing. Cause and effect. Now, if you're a team like the Cowboys were last year, which, let's be clear here, we sucked last year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? I am, calling it like it is. We sucked, okay? And our defense, we literally had two games, I believe it was New Orleans and Baltimore, that we couldn't even force a punt. When you cannot get at least the other team to punt once in a game, you're pretty bad, right? Right? You stink. Okay, you smell like I do right now, and because I've been in this workshop working all day on these cabinets. Okay? That's how the Dallas Cowboys defense was last year, right? As opposed to the Eagles, which were playing games and playing with leads. You expect the Eagles, knowing that they were a high-scoring offense, they were really, really good. Other teams are chasing them because they're ahead. So they're passing more. So the funny thing is you would expect, or at least I would expect, that they would have been sacking galore. That they would have been sacking people left and right. But the surprising thing is, the Eagles on the season only got, wait for it, 41 sacks. And I'm literally blown away that the Eagles only had 41 sacks. It doesn't seem right. And you're probably like, what are you talking about? Okay. Again, one year the Eagles were approaching the Bears record in sacks. Okay? You're following me on this, right? One year they were close to where the Bears were in sacks. Well, this year, when they had the number one seed and such, they only had 41 sacks. And in my mind, I'm like, whoa, how could that be? How could it be that the Eagles only had 41 sacks on the season? Because, follow me now, the Dallas Cowboys, which we all agree, stunk. Okay? We stunk last year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We were shitty. Okay? It's okay. It's okay to admit it. Call a spade a spade. If we were shitty, we were shitty, and we were shitty. Right? Okay. Do you know how many sacks the Dallas Cowboys had last year in comparison to the Eagles that were all that in a ham sandwich? Do you? The Dallas Cowboys last year were third in the NFL in sacks. And I don't understand it. How could the Dallas Cowboys, because again, we had a defense that could not literally get off the field. A defense that could not get off the field. Yet somehow the Cowboys had 11 more sacks than the Eagles. And if somebody can figure out how that was, by all means let me know, because I don't know. I can't figure it out. It does not make any sense whatsoever. Now here's the good news if you're the Cowboys. If we start looking at this and saying, how will the Dallas Cowboys be this year? Well, we have a couple of things that are going to be going for us that will be great. We did lose D-Law, but D-Law was not a great pass rusher. D-Law only had 3 sacks last year. His production, we can replace. And we should be able to replace that with Marshawn Needham. Okay? That's the first good piece of news. That Marshawn Needham should be able to get at least 3 sacks. I hope he can get at least 3 sacks. This is where it gets to be hard doing these things. Just trying to get it all in here together. Oh, boy. So, Marshawn Needham should be able to get at least 3 sacks. Right? Keep in mind, Micah Parsons ended up with 12 and a half sacks last year, playing less games because he was injured. And we expect him to do at least what he did last year, I would think. Right? So we got Marshawn Needham, should be able to get at least as many sacks as what D-Law had. Okay, that's good. And we have Getting close. Whew. This shit ain't easy. Okay. We lose D-Law, but your production should be picked up by him, by Marshawn Nealon. Okay? There was only 3 sacks. I think we can actually improve on that. Then you look at it and say, we also added Dante Fowler, who was a 10-sack guy last year. I think, let me go through because I was writing it down on a piece of scrap wood. That's how we do it here in the workshop. Micah had 12 sacks, right? Now, if we go back through Dante Fowler, I don't expect him to get 10.5 sacks last year. If you actually look at the average of what he's done over the last couple of years, he should get about 6. And then there's Sam Williams, who in his 2 years of playing, who has 4.5 sacks. He wasn't there last year. And then we got Donovan Easy. And if we got Easy Rider there, as a rookie, if we look back at, what typically the rookie pass rushers have done for the Cowboys, he should get 5. Osa got 4 last year. I expect him to do that. Maybe he sneaks in another one. Donovan Wilson got 4. Overshone had 5. But we got, what's his name from Tennessee, who could take that slack up. And then you've got, of course, in the mix there, Easy. Did I say Easy? My point being here is the Dallas Cowboys, for a couple reasons, could get 60 sacks this season. And I know that sounds crazy when I say that, because literally it does sound crazy when I say that. But here's the thing. With the Dallas Cowboys now having a better weapon, with Pickens to go with CD, having a balanced attack with having, the running game and the passing game, right? The Cowboys offense will score more points. If the Cowboys offense scores more points, then that means teams are going to be playing from behind more. If teams are playing from behind more, the Cowboys defense should get more opportunities to get at the quarterback. Last year, because the Cowboys were playing in so many close games or games that they were getting blown out, most teams in the second half are doing what? They're running the football on you because that's your weakness, and they're trying to run out the clock. So there were less opportunities for the Dallas Cowboys to be in passing situations versus the Eagles. Yet, the Cowboys ended up sacking 20% more sacks than the Eagles. 43 versus 53. Yeah. That's an insane thing when you think, I'm sitting here in my mind, and I'm like, I literally, when I saw that the Eagles only had 41 sacks, I couldn't believe that. See you later, Mike. Have fun, man. I couldn't believe it. They only had 41 sacks. I literally could not believe that. And they would have had more opportunities than the Cowboys because they were a better team. So here is a spot where the Cowboys could really make some damage in the NFL. Now, I don't think they have any chance at getting to the 72, which is the 85 Bears. But if the Cowboys can get to 60 sacks, that would be great for this team. All right, you good people, I got to get this thing out of the way. See, this, how does it look? How does it look? This is the panel. See, I built 2 cabinets that are going to be the island, and this is the back side of it. So this is what's underneath of the countertop, where the chairs and things will go. So it's made to look like the cabinet doors and things, and to be strong and to last. So, alrighty, good people. I look forward to the Eagle fans cussing me out because of that statement. I look forward to it because that's what Eagle fans do. They like to cuss me out. Alright? Peace.